So, like, we did a thing this weekend. I'm engaged, bitches. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Xochitl. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by to, come by for the cheeseman, I guess, if you are just a sap for proposal love stories. But I wanted to do a chit chat, get ready with me doing my makeup because this Friday the 13th, yes, Friday the 13th, lucky number 13, I actually got engaged with my boyfriend, well, I guess fiance now, Frankie. Ooh, that feels weird. But so we did that and shared some things on Instagram and like Facebook. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, feel free to follow me. I'll put my handle right here and down below where you can do that for all the fun things so you don't miss out on any other life events. But I asked on Instagram if, you chismosas wanted to hear the story and, hear how it happened and everything. At the end of this video, I'll also have kind of like the raw footage of the recording because luckily he actually got it caught on tape and photos, which I think was just awesome. And it's crazy. I wasn't expecting it, but I feel like also I need to give you guys background, set the stage a little bit. For those of you who maybe don't know us, get to know a little bit more because I like details. I like to let you know and, talk about this journey here because all I got to say is it's been 10 years. We're going to celebrate our 10-year anniversary this Saturday, September 21st. So it's been a long ride. So for those of you who want to stick around for that, definitely want to just do a quick background, talk about our love story, and then I'll also put timestamps down below for those of you who are just here for the proposal. But all I gotta say is make sure you grab your bag of hot Cheetos because this might be a long one, but I'll do my makeup as we talk about this story. Let me just grab a hot Cheeto real quick. I like to snack sometimes when I do my makeup. So we have been together 10 years. 10 years. Honestly, it doesn't feel that long. Time is flying by. I feel like when you're just having fun. However, we actually need to take it back even further. So we started dating in 2009, but we met 2004 when we were about 13, 14. So the summer right before 8th grade. So for those of you who don't know, we actually met at a program, a summer Saturday program called High Jump, and that's like hosted at the Latin school. I think it's definitely grown since then. It's a summer Saturday enrichment program for kids, so it's like just a little bit more advanced, extra schoolwork and homework, because why not, I guess, when your parents sign you up for that. But it's like, why do I want to go to school on Saturdays and during the summer? But honestly, turned out to be lots of fun, and hey, it got me a future husband out of it. So we met, so I started that program 7th grade, or the summer leading up to 7th grade, but we didn't meet till the summer right before 8th grade. And, we had our little group of friends, and I remember just meeting like that first day, and I was just like, damn, I like him. Like, I don't know, from there, I'm just like, Frankie, I was like, I was in love from then, and, Frankie, braces and all. I was down. And so, I don't know, ever since then, I've always just had this crush on him. And I remember telling my friends, finally, I'm going to let this primer sink in. I use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty. I'll list all the products down below because I'm probably going to miss things. But I remember finally telling my friend right before we had like our graduation ceremony, I was like, I forgot how I said it or whatever. I was like, I like Frankie. I just like told her, they're like, oh my God. And I think somehow through the grapevine, I heard the return back that he also liked me. But I feel like we never really ever talked about it or, did anything about it. We're just like, I guess kind of knew. I don't know if they relayed the message that way. But we did end up graduating from that program. We had like a graduation ceremony, and I'll try to like insert clips and photos here so you can take this journey with us. But that was 13 going on 14. And the funny thing was that actually we were supposed to go to the same high school. So he ended up going to Walter Payton, and I was signed up and registered for classes. But I didn't end up going because my mom's like, you have a scholarship to go to a private school in Winnetka, all the way hasta la chingada, you know, where you gotta wake up at the ass crack of dawn. So you're gonna do that. And it was funny because I actually did go to Walter Payton, signed up for classes, and he was even like, yeah, you were supposed to be in my freshman biology class. They like called your name. But I didn't end up going to the same high school. However, it was awesome though that through, I think, high jump program, they always had every summer, they had reunions. So we always got to like, you know, come back and see each other again. Also, social media, you know, we were kept in contact through Zynga. Who remembers Zynga? Zynga, MySpace, your top friends, and, you know, Facebook social media. So honestly, I always looked forward to those high jump reunions because I knew, oh my God, I'm going to, you know, be able to see Frankie. Hopefully he comes. I think he like missed 1 year. I was like super sad. So every summer I always looked forward to it throughout high school. So I feel like that's how we kept in touch, and friends kept in touch, social media. And I always look forward to seeing him, even when I had a boyfriend at the time during high school for like 3 years. Whoops. But honestly, I feel like, yeah, if like we had a song, it would be that one, Nelly with Kelly Rowland. Oh, I love you, even when I'm with my boo. Yeah, so all I think about is you. Yeah, so that was Frankie. So we always kept in touch that way. I appreciate it. We did the reunions, and honestly, I was still, every time I would see Frankie, I would be crushing. Finally, college is when we were like, he was like, hey, I'm going to U of I. And I was like, oh my God, me too. Still had my boyfriend. Super excited because I was like, yes, I'm going to college with Frankie. Ended up breaking up with the ex-boyfriend right before going to college, luckily. Actually, he broke up with me, so it's just kind of like, well, when I got together with Frankie, I was like, hey, bro, you broke up with me. You can't even get mad. But so we went to college together. And I remember, honestly, that was like my only friend too, because him and our other friend, who we also went to high jump with, ended up going to U of I too. And honestly, it's like, I've always been like chill and would hang out with guys because it's like, whatever, like we're friends. Like this is just what we do. Like this is just, we've just always known each other, and it's always just been like a good friendship, chill relationship. So I would hang out with him and his high school friends because I was like, I don't know anybody else. I came from a really small high school, graduated with 43 kids. So it was just kind of like 2 of us went to U of I, whereas like comparison, if you're here from Chicago, Whitney, Young, Walter Payton kids, that's like 100 per class, but our ratio was like 2 for our class. So I didn't know anybody, so I was like, I know these guys, I'm gonna hang out with them. We had some similar classes and stuff like that. So I was excited, and honestly though, I knew I had a plan. I honestly was like, all right, I'm going to have my fun in college, enjoy my freshman and sophomore year, and I know junior year, that's when we're gonna get together, because I can't, start anything too early with Frankie, because I know once it's with Frankie, that's it. Like I knew it was weird. I was just like, no, we're gonna wait till junior year. I'm gonna have my fun. He threw a wrench on those plans. So, and also, why is Cortez part of my love story? Fucking Cortez. So we ended up getting together. It was freshman year. I think it was like a month into college. Thank you to Smirnoff Vodka and Budweiser. Yes, it was one of those nights in college, surprisingly, where I feel like there's no like parties going on that we knew of. We were still new freshmen, whatever, so we're scouting around looking for parties. And I remember 2 of his friends, the Rewrites, his bandmates, they came by to visit, and then I was like, oh hey, nice to meet you guys. And they were like hanging out with us, and actually one of them had an older cousin who went to U of I, so we're like, hey, let's have her buy us alcohol. So I went with this like, oh, Xochitl, why don't you come with me and Frankie, and then we'll all meet back at the dorm, because we used to hang out in Frankie's dorm with his roommate and stuff. That was like the hangout spot. So I'm like, sure, okay. And so I was like, okay, I want alcohol, because I wasn't into beer, and I'm fucks with beer like that. So I was like, all right, let me get myself some vodka. And then these guys like, what's cheap? Let's get Bud Light. So I just remember we were back at the dorm. It was me, Edward, Ivan, Quadra was there, Cortez was there, And then, we're just hanging out, drinking. And then little by little, I don't even know what we're talking about. But then, like, most of the guys left. And then eventually, like, Quadro stepped out. And then Cortez was just there. I don't know if he sensed the vibe or what. But then he, like, stepped out. And then it was just me and Frankie. And then we were just, like, kind of, like, laying down, like, talking. But I don't remember what we're talking about. And then, yeah, we kissed, and I kissed them, and then we just started kissing, and it was weird, because I was just like, oh my god, I'm kissing Frankie, oh my god, I'm kissing Frankie. It was like, if you guys watch Friends, when Ross and Rachel got together, it's like starting on the 15th date, with someone you've just known for so long. So, yeah, we're making out, and then, and then the door opens, and then it's Cortez. Oh shit. I was like, hello. Yeah, and then, pizza was there. We had pizza. But then, yeah, I feel like just after that night, it was just like, I don't know, it just felt right. Like, I don't know, even like, it just felt right. It just, we're texting, but, playing it cool, because I might throw some zodiac things in here and there. But, so like, I'm a Gemini. And I was like, okay, so we made out. Okay, how can this go? Like, we didn't really talk about anything. I was like, I'm just gonna play it cool. I'm just, see where this goes, because I'm not sure what he's feeling. We haven't talked about this. I haven't expressed my feelings. Like, what does this mean? And, I had my plans. I was like, all right, okay, I guess maybe we can just be friends who make out, and, every once in a while, whatever. Like, I'm cool with that. We don't have to make anything official unless he wants to, but, like, I'm not going to bring it up. I'm just going to play cool. And we always had the next day was Monday. So we had class together. So, of course, I'm just like, hey, guys, what's up? What's up? Nothing happened. We didn't make out, whatever. And then, after class, we usually would go to lunch. Same thing. Right before we went to lunch, I remember finally he was just like, so... And basically, Frankie's a Scorpio. He's very Mr... No bullshit. Let's just get to the point. No nonsense. Like, what is this? Like, let's just talk about this. What does this mean? Type of, and I was just like, oh, okay. I was like, well, this didn't work out. If you didn't want to move forward, I was honestly just going to blame it on the alcohol and be like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, yeah, whoops, just a little bit drunk. But it ended up working out. He locked it down September 21st, 2009. So, yeah, now fast forward. A couple years, so many different life events. We got a husky, first fur baby together, we're on our third apartment together. Like, who would have thought we'd be here on the north side of Chicago? But I don't know. I feel like, honestly, for me, it really does not feel like 10 years. It does not feel like that long. And it's, in general, I can just say it's been an amazing ride. And yes, of course, I've been wanting to get married, but I feel like for us, it's never been I don't know if it's just been like a timeline, but it's like, we know we're gonna get married, we know we want to get married, we know what we want to do, we know where we want to take this. It's just in our own time. And honestly, for us millennials, a millennial are in their 30s, late 20s, still living at home. We get it. We got student debt and we got things to pay off. So it's, it's just easier to be like, hey, I'm just going to live at home and save money. Like, I wish I could have done that route. I wish maybe I would have been able to do that. But at the same time, it's like, we moved out, we're on our own. We've been, paying bills, living life. So it's just like, it'll happen. We're just going to, it's just going to take us a while longer. It's going to be in our own timeline. Don't tell us when, we should do this. Like, just because we've been going out 4 years, 5 years, it's going to happen in our own time, So it's like, I feel like I've never been like, oh my God, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? It's like, I know it's going to happen, When? I don't know. And honestly, with Frankie, I was just like, I really don't. Not that I don't know. I don't know how. And I don't know exactly when. Because he's good. He's good. He likes to throw me off. And I feel like he really threw me off. I had no idea. I feel like a lot of plotting went into this. I feel as though, like, just hearing the background of like how many months in advance this was and what depths they went into. And because if you don't know me, I'm a very over analytical person. I am kind of a creep. I'm very like, yeah, over analytical. I'm just kind of like, if certain little things, I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Like, why would you say that? Let's backtrack. Hold up. Wait, let's think about this whole picture, and I will get down to the bottom of it. I am like detective work. So I'm definitely one where it's like, I try to be 2 steps ahead of people and read their minds and what's going on. So Frankie's like, I have to be 10 steps ahead. So September 21st is our anniversary. So we're like, it's 10 years, 10 fucking years. Let's do something like fun. Let's do a whole week of like mini little date night celebrations. Here I am excited for like just like Monday pizza night. And so little did I know, Frankie was in the background maneuvering all these things. I did not know. So originally, September 13th, Hustlers came out in theaters, and right away when me and my friends heard about it, we're like, oh my god, we need to go watch it. Save the date, mark your calendars, we're doing it, it's gonna happen. So I told Frankie, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna go watch Hustlers. And then my friend Megan wanted to hang out, so she's like, oh, like how about Friday or like Sunday or whatever. And we ended up like scheduling like, all right, maybe let's hang out that Sunday. But apparently Frankie had other plans. So he contacted my friends and was like, yo, I'm going to need you to move Hustlers to another day because I need to do this thing. Friday the 13th. I need to do this thing. They're like, oh my God, I had no idea they knew. So then it's like, okay, so it worked out where I was like back on to plans with Megan because I was like, oh, well, you know, they canceled on me. We're actually going to do it another day. So how about we go to our original plan and let's hang out on the 13th. And then she's like, yo, like I haven't had dim sum in a while, let's do dim sum. Like we love dim sum. And it's usually like, you know, if you know dim sum, it's honestly it's like Mexican, it's like Asian tapas, you know, a little bit of everything, but they only have it at certain times of the day, like from like 11 to like 3 p.m. and then not again till like 9 p.m. to like midnight or something like that. I'm gonna go in and do my brows. So it was like, okay, you know what, whatever, how about we just like, you know, have a snack, I'll meet you. She's like, meet me at the studio. So if you don't know Megan, she co-owns Lil Epic Event Design, a wedding planning, event planning business. So always good to have a friend like that. But she's like, why don't you meet me at the studio and then I can drive us down to Chinatown and we can just go from there. And I was like, okay, cool, because we do that all the time. We usually meet at the studio. She's usually working on stuff. I'll meet her there and we'll go. I was like, okay, perfect. So she's like, let's meet there at 7:30 and then, you know, we can we'll probably whatever. Also, so they have their social media stuff, and Megan was like, oh, and you know what? I think I actually, you know, we need to up our social media game. So I think I'm going to bring back vlogging because like my audience has really liked it. So she's like, that's probably what I'm going to be doing that Friday, maybe like vlogging around the studio. And so she's like, you know, so I got to look like professional, at least like, you know, have myself put together or whatever. So, you know, just so you know, I was like, crap. I was like, I don't want to look like crap on YouTube or social media. So I was like, fine, let me do my face, which was smart because had she just randomly said like, oh my God, and let's look cute or like, let's make sure we have makeup and our hair done because I don't comb my hair. But if she would have said that or like a cute outfit or something, if she would have said that, then I would have been like, why? We don't do that. But why? We like to look like shit and go to dim sum and wherever we want. And like, we don't care. Like, why would you want me to put myself together? So the fact that she said that, I was like, perfect. No questions asked. All right, crap. Let me do my makeup. So I'm over here and this was so random of me too. I don't know why I decided to do it. Because I'm like, okay, I get out of work at 4, probably get home by like, you know, 4:30 and take up Blaze. So it's like, all right, I've got like 2 hours. Probably more because I was like, all right, I know with Megan, usually when she says to be like the studio or somewhere like at a certain time, she usually is like, oh wait, but I have to do this, you know, one more thing or whatever. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna take my time. I'll plan to get there around 8 o'clock. So I was like, all right, should I film a video of myself getting ready? I gotta film a video. But then I was like, I don't know, that might take too long. And I was like, you know what, I always see the girls, you know, getting ready on Instagram, doing their makeup on like Instagram, like an Instagram tutorial. So I was like, you know, let me just do that. It's easy. I don't have to like really set up the lights. It's more casual, quick, but at least I'm kind of like, you know, doing something for the channel, social media. So let me do that. So here I am getting ready for my dim sum. And little did I know that basically all my friends knew, my sister knew, my cousins knew, his friends knew. Like, he had told some people like the day before, a week before, a couple like a month or two before. So all these people knew. So they were like watching me getting ready on Instagram, laughing at my ass because they know what's gonna happen. I'm just like, oh my god. I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting ready for dim sum. And then my sister, such an asshole, she's like, oh, what are you getting ready for? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to dim sum with my friend. She's like, oh, you're fancy going to dim sum. I was like, girl, this is my chill makeup. Like, nah, not even. I just did like a pop of color lip. But I'm like, just thinking like, oh, she thinks it's complicated. Haha, you know, whatever. Everybody else is just like, she's about to get proposed to. And I was like, what? I had no idea. So normally Frankie gets home maybe sometimes like 7:30, and I was like, all right, I'm probably gonna leave right before 7:30. And I'm just like, okay, should I leave like the light on for like Blaze, because maybe he's gonna be in passing or something. I was like, should I wait a little bit just to kind of catch him? But I was like, oh, you know what, like, let me just head out now. And I was gonna take the train at first because he wasn't home from work yet, but then I was like, I'm too lazy, like, it's Friday, like, nah, let's do an Uber. So I remember I texted Frankie. I was like, oh, hey, I'm on my way. I'm on my way to Megan's. Like, I'm heading out of the place or whatever. I was like, oh, sad, I'm not going to catch you, like, before you get here. And then I had just texted Megan, like, my ETA. I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'm on my way. She said I should be there, like, 8:06 or something. And then, like, I'm texting with her. She's texting with me the whole time. It's like, oh, man, yeah, I'm starving, blah, 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 haha. You know, and then my sister's probably thinking, like, y'all are weird. Like, y'all text or, like, DM and just talk right before you meet up. And then you're just like, whatever. It's like, yeah, that's just what we do. So she's, like, you know, trying to see where I'm at, you know, whatever, but, like, hiding it. And I'm over here in the Uber on my phone. And so I get to the studio. Little do I know, everybody's waiting for my ass. Should have been there half an hour ago. So I get to the studio and Megan's outside, like, sweeping on the sidewalk. And should I just be like, bitch, what are you sweeping the sidewalk for? But I'm just like, she's like OCD, whatever. I'm not even thinking about it. And so I was just like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, let's hug. And she's like, okay, yeah, let's go get our purses inside. And I'm just like, I have my purse. Like, I got my purse right here. What are you talking about? I was like, haha. All right, you know, let's, and I was like about to close the door behind me because I was like, I don't want no creepers and anybody coming in here. So I was like closing the door. I completely miss on the left side of the room the whole setup. And I'll show you guys photos. But I miss everything. So I'm like standing this way talking to her. Meanwhile, Frankie's over here on this side setting up with like the whole flower wall and candles. I miss it. And then all of a sudden, I just hear Frankie. And honestly, I feel like I kind of like blacked out. It's a blur for me almost. But I kind of hear Frankie and I just kind of turn. And I see like the beautiful flower wall with a cherry tree. And Frankie. And why else would Frankie be there? You know, like, I'm sure he wasn't there to crash our dim sum date. So I saw him, the candles, and then the music went on. And it was, I guess that, yeah, because we were thinking about like what would be our song, and it was, I don't know if you guys heard, Block Party, Tulips. I'll link it down below so you guys can check it out. But yeah, that's our song. So that started playing, and then I was just like, oh my god, this is it. I was like, this is it. Because why else would Frankie be playing music and have, you know, a whole setup of things? And then first thing he gave me was the hot Cheeto bouquet. If you guys know me, you know my love and my obsession for hot Cheetos. And in 10 years, I have never gotten a hot Cheetos bouquet. I've always but not really kidding, that I wanted a hot Cheetos bouquet. And, you know, so he added that little touch there. I got my hot Cheetos bouquet. He handed it to me. And then he walked me over, and he had, like, on the table, he had photos of us. And if you guys have seen The Office, basically he kind of did, like, if you guys have seen the episode where Michael Scott proposes to Holly, where he kind of, like, takes her down memory lane and stuff. So, like, with the photos. And I can't even remember everything he was saying. But, yeah, basically just talking about, like, our journey. And then they had the picture, you know, all these pictures of us, and then pictures of us with Blaze. And just kind of like, you know, like, so do you want to, like, keep me? Do you want to keep doing this? You know, and stuff like that. And honestly, all I was saying was, yeah, like, he made this Gemini speechless. Like, I didn't know what else to say. That's all I could say, because, you know, like, tears were starting to come down. I was getting emotional and happy. Then he got down on one knee, asked, you know, will you marry me? And then I said yes. And then, you know, he was putting, like, the ring on, because both of us every year were like, oh, I hope it fits. And then we're like, yeah. So if you hear that, we're like, yeah, it fits. Because, of course, you know, finding someone's ring size is never freaking easy. And I don't know how guys do it. Tips down below how your guy figured out your ring size, but he was definitely asking all of my friends, and he was getting different sizes. There was like 5, 6, get an 8, and he's like, you know what? I'm going right down the middle, 7. He got it right. Those gut instincts that he has. But yeah, so he did that. And then honestly, yeah, so then, you know, said yes, we hugged. And then it was actually, he had invited my sister and his 2 brothers, so it was siblings, and then Megan, my friend and planner coordinator of his plan, we, you know, were there. So they were taking video, they were taking photos. So I'm glad, you know, he invited siblings. It was small enough and just like intimate, because I was like, I feel like honestly, like having a lot of people, I think that would have been stressful, you know, like just been like, it wouldn't have been about us as much anymore, you know. It would have been like, all right, now we gotta entertain all these people. But we got to have our moment, we got to like be there together. And man, he got me. I had no idea. He threw me off, like, of all days. Because if anything, it's like, okay, anniversary Saturday. Maybe, just a maybe. You know, like, it's 10 years. That would be great. So, of course, he's going to throw me off and do it, you know, the week before instead. So I think that was perfect. He's smart because he knows. Yeah, I feel like he knew, because I was like, okay, what are we going to do for our anniversary? And then I was like, would he do it like at a restaurant, you know? And then I was like, I guess, like, I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't hide in food. But then you're celebrating with strangers, and that's kind of lame. And at the same time, like, he got it captured, you know? Like, how many people can say they have photos of, like, in the moment and video? Because honestly, like I said, it was like a blur. So I'm just kind of like, okay, wait, what happened? At the same time, it's like I was in it, but then it was weird. Like I saw him, and it was like whoosh, whoosh, like tunnel vision here and there. I remember the hot Cheetos bouquet though. Honestly, I feel like it was like a blur, a glimpse. Like I didn't even really look at the ring, but I remember the hot Cheetos bouquet before though. So I was like, I was in, but it's like I barely like remember that. And then yeah, so we're just kind of like cheersing with our siblings, and then his brother bought us High Life, High Life beer. It's the champagne of beer. So I toasted with that. But then it was just so funny because I was like, oh my God, like tell me everything from the beginning. Like how, when, since when did you know? Since when did you know? And he was telling, you know, like my sister, she's like, oh my God, she's showing me the text that, you know, he's like, do you know like her ring size? And hers is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then my friends and, you know, just kind of telling everybody, and they're just like, oh my God, like I told everybody, people who didn't know you, I told them. They don't know who you are, but I told them. My friends are like, no one. Xochitl's getting engaged. You know, like no one. My sister's like, there was a new guy who, you know, like he just sat in the cubicle next to me. So she's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. My sister's getting engaged. You know, telling her barista, just telling everybody. And I don't know, I thought it was cute, but then also they were just kind of telling me, you know, the plan of it. So Frankie and Megan, you know, Megan was helping him like, okay, what do you want? What do you need to like plan, you know, kind of execute everything in like the background. I want to make sure we have it right. But of course, they can't just text, you know, because in case like I would see like a text pop up and it'd be like, wait, why are you texting Megan? Like, y'all never text. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's just random. So they couldn't do that. So what they did do, which was just like, I'm a psycho that you had to do that. They were sharing iPhone notes. So on your notes on your iPhone, I guess you can share, I don't even know. You can share it. But what they did to cover it up was they basically like they put a bunch of pictures of geopolitical maps. And buried under, you had to scroll all the way through those notes was basically, you know, their planning of everything. And they were texting that way somehow. That's how they were sharing things. I was like, wow. But I was telling my sister this. She's like, dude, you're a psycho. The fact that I had to do it. But I was like, that's smart though. Because I was like, first of all, I don't look through Frankie's phone because Frankie's like boring. Like, no, I don't look through his phone. But I remember sometimes they'd be like, oh, text, what's that? You know, like I peeked a couple times just to see, you know, if I would catch anything. Like, you know, not about anything, but just be like, oh, maybe is he planning something? Like, okay, they're smart. Like, I've tried to peek just to see if he had anything in the works. I would have never been like, look through the notes, but also if I would have seen like geopolitical maps, I'm like, oh, just for Frankie's normal boring shit, because he's pretty boring with like documentaries and history, and be like, bleh. You know. So I was like, damn, that was smart. And the fact that they had to do something like that, I was like, wow. Or like the fact that Megan, you know, covered up. It's like, oh, I'm gonna vlog, so you know, look cute, you know, whatever, what if you want. But she knows I don't want to look like crap on social media. So yeah, that's the types of lengths that they went to. But at the same time, he pulled it off, and I was like, that's why I'm marrying you, because you know me, you know my psycho ass. You know that. Like any other things, like, why would you say that? Like, oh my god. You know, like I'm sorry, but I'm on it. Sorry, I had to spray my face, put on my lipstick, because couldn't multitask these last tasks. But I think it was a great surprise. Honestly, I loved he did like a whole background flower wall, and my friend freaking built me a cherry blossom tree, because they do their Lil Epic Design does a beautiful flower walls for any events. I'm gonna plug them extra hard here, because they came through, and they always come through. But she's like, you've seen our flower wall. She's like, I needed something extra. She's like, bitches love trees, make her a cherry blossom tree. So she's like, I might not say I love you, I say I love you by building you trees. So she built me a tree, and I think it was just like the most beautiful touch. It was just gorgeous. I love that we kind of like have that photo and that moment, like just to kind of have forever. And I mean, what girl doesn't want a cute ass background for their like proposal photo, or like just to capture it? And honestly, like if you know Frankie, he is definitely an introvert, very private person. Normally it's like, you know, like only we need to know, you know, type of a deal. He's an introvert, I'm an extrovert though. And I feel like the fact that he did all those little details, and the fact that he kind of like made it like shareable, you know, I think that was just sweet, because I feel like he knows that that's maybe something I would want. And honestly, I don't think I've ever mentioned to him like, hey, I would love to have, you know, it captured. Or like, I know that's just some things girls think, because you see like those posts and stuff where it's like, who took that photo though? Like, how did they plan that? But I just like, that's how I know he knows me, you know. And the fact that he did that, and now I can't even relook at the video because I was like, what happened? I love that I have that, and I can share that, and I can keep that, you know, forever. I love it so much. But I love the ring. I think he did a great, I freaking love it. I love it. It's so funny sometimes, because I'll be wearing, he's like, you got used to that too quick. I was like, yes, thank you. You know, sometimes when you have your watch on, you're like, I'm looking at the time. But I love it. He did a great job. He did a solitaire ring, and, you know, he did the rose gold band for me. Thought of me, rose gold. But honestly, it's crazy, because when people are like, oh my god, what type of ring do you want? You know, you Pinterest, you can go Pinterest crazy. And I feel like I've always just had the Pinterest board of like rings and sharing things. That I think years ago, when my cousin's like, oh my god, are you getting married? You keep pinning like wedding things. I was like, no, this is just me. I'm been planning my wedding prematurely. It's been 10 years, you know, I've been pinning things for a while. And because we know it's going to happen. But I feel like I remember looking back at like old rings and, you know, desires I've pinned before. And it's like, I don't know about that. And it's funny, because one of the ones I was kind of like saving a lot now that I was loving was a solitaire. But I think, and I've sent him some, you know, ideas or whatever, because I'm just crazy like that. But at the same time, it was just kind of like, I'll see what you get me, because I feel like, yeah, he might listen, but then I feel like he's also going to put his own touch into it. And I feel like I even sent him like the ideas of like solitaire after the fact. So I was like, I don't know what my ring looks like. It's like at the end of it, it's like, I don't know what my ring looks like. I really don't know. Like, I feel like I love the fact that, you know, he went on his own and did it, because I feel like I know sometimes girls and, you know, whatever, but they are like, no, like, we're gonna go together because I want to make sure I get the ring that I want and everything like that. And I totally can understand it, because it's like, you're gonna have to wear it, you know, you might as well like it. I can get that direction, but I feel like for me personally, I really loved and wanted him to think about it, stress about it, but, you know, really think about me, you know, what I like, but then also think about us, you know, and the design of the ring. Because I feel like it was funny, after we got engaged, I was like, you know what, this whole engagement ring thing, it's kind of a little outdated, right? You know, the whole like, I claim you, you know, like now you're off the market, this is a symbol of stay off my woman, might as well have marked your territory. It's kind of an old dated, you know, thing. I was like, this is just a feminist in me now. But no, I want my ring, I want it. But for me, I feel like what the ring represents, I feel like I want it to, when I look at it, I want it to represent us. And I feel like that's what I see, and I'm gonna cry. I feel like that's what I see when I look at the ring. Why did I put on mascara? Get it together. But I'm just so happy. I feel like when I think about and play back the video, like that's all. It's like tears of joy. But it's like I see Frankie and I see me. You know, I see that the rose gold. I see like the solitaire. I think that was perfect because it's like Frankie's a very simple man. He's a simple man, and I feel like he says so much with such little words. Like I feel like I've gotten this, you know, from him. I feel like those words of wisdom, but it's like he's just, this is him, this is me, this is us. And like when I look at it too, it's like, damn dude, I didn't think I was gonna cry. 10 years. But it's like I see our journey, 10 years. And I see like, honestly it's been a great 10 years. But it's like I see us, I see that shitty little basement apartment that we first had. And I remember just thinking, it's like, we're supposed to have the shitty little apartment, like these little experiences so that, you know, we come up together, you know, we work towards something together. Like I remember, like, terrible landlord. I remember like scooping water up to over our ankles because our landlord was a jackass and did not fix the sub pump. So when our basement apartment flooded, we're like up to our ankles scooping water. But it's like at the end of it, we can kind of just like laugh it off at this shitty situation, you know? And I feel like no matter like what, no matter how crappy of a day, just knowing that like, am I gonna get my period? But like just knowing that even after a really rough day, it's like honestly for me, for us, I feel like just knowing that the other person there, that he's there at home waiting for me, it's just like, it just turns your day completely around, you know? Just our whole travel from we're gonna stay in the south side forever and this is gonna be our cozy home until like we buy a house, but look where, and it's like, oh no, a shift in career, so now we have to move all the way over here and now we really don't know what's gonna happen, but we have it's like it doesn't matter, we have each other, you know? And just like 10 years together. And that's what I see. That's what I see when I look at this ring, and every time I look at it I can't stop smiling. Sometimes crying. Happy tears, because that's just how happy I am. So I don't know. I think the ring is perfect. It's perfect. He even threw off like my whole schedule. I'm very big about my schedule. Completely threw me off this weekend, and I don't mind one damn bit. I was supposed to get dim sum on Friday. I did not get my dim sum, but we did end up going for, has anybody been to Bonchon here in Chicago? So we're just like, you know what? It's kind of late. Didn't expect this to happen. So it's like, but let's go eat since we have our siblings here. And so we're like, okay, what's nearby at least? Wicker Park. So they have Bonchon, Korean fried chicken. If you guys have not been there, so good. They have like spicy sweet and they have like a garlicky one. So we all went and I was like, perfect, you know, fried chicken, come on. Like, yes. I was like, is my engagement fried chicken? Super excited. And I don't know, I feel like we've just been kind of celebrating from there. And randomly, you know, we even decided to go out Saturday. Frankie's like, hey, do you want to go out? Which, like I said, Frankie's an introvert. Frankie doesn't like to go out. Frankie's not like, let's just go out just because of the heck of it. It's usually like, it's someone's birthday. Or, you know, like friends want to hang out or something. He's never one to be like, let's go out and invite everybody. But of course, everybody knows Frankie doesn't normally go out. So people were down. And we celebrated, you know, we went to Simone's. And I think it was perfect. It's like, where should we go? Because we're like, Pilsen, Wicker Park. It's like, I feel like we know more Pilsen spots. And Simone's had Rock en Español night. We're like, perfect. And I have never gotten Frankie to dance floor like that, but like we were just happy and high on love, and I feel like that's just what it's been like lately. And I don't know, we're just excited, and it hasn't even been our anniversary. And we're like, well, we're still celebrating, you know, our week long. So I was like, we're still doing that, right? We're still doing like a week long date night. We're like, fuck yeah, it's been 10 years. So still, you know, celebrate the 10 years on Saturday, September 21st. But I'm super excited. And I think in general, I just like looking at my hand now. But, and good thing though. But the one thing that happened that day, my no chip chipped. And as I peeled it, peeled off my nail. I'm like, oh, like this sucks. Like my nail looks like crap. It was this finger right here. And they had already outgrown a little bit. And if anything, people were trying to make sure, like my friends were like, make sure she has her nails done. And I was actually doing good because these are my natural nails. And if you followed me here, you know I can't grow my nails. And they're actually a little bit longer. But since I chipped one, I had to, you know, take it down a bit. And I remember, like, as soon as I got the ring, because it's like, you want to take a picture? And I was like, my fucking nail. So I was just like, I'm just going to show people like this. But I ended up taking it off. And don't worry, I've got a nail appointment. It's going to happen Friday so I can, you know, look good. But now I actually have nails, so we got to upkeep them. But I will make sure to insert right here very quickly once I have my send off. I'm going to insert the clip of basically me thinking I'm going to dim sum as I'm doing my makeup on Instagram. And then you guys can watch the actual proposal video instead of hearing me just talk about it, but be in it with us. But of course, I had to give you guys some background there, and there's definitely more. It's been 10 years. It's been a lot. But I'm super excited. I'm super happy. Thank you guys for watching. For those of you chismosas who wanted to hear the story, who wanted to hear our love story, our background, and I feel like it's 10 years together, but I've been in love for 15. I'm usually not too sure about most things in my life, but I feel like Frankie, I've always been like, yeah. I feel like I've always known, and I've never been too sure about most things. So I'm excited to be here. And I'm excited for all the love. I honestly couldn't keep up on Facebook. I didn't even get to put up a social media post. I think his brother put one up, and my sister put one up. Then he put one up, and then finally I was like, okay, all right. Because I was like, you know, so thrown off. I was like, okay, now I can wrap my head and we can, you know, share all these things. But I think many more to come. I'll shut up about this for a while because, like, I don't want to be that bitch all the time. But there's just so much to share. It's been a long time coming. And I definitely wanted to share it one more time. I feel like for people who I haven't been able to catch up with, celebrate with, whether it's like family or friends, and you want to hear the chisme, the whole story behind it, and why they had to plot so hard for my crazy ass. But thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the next couple of clips, and I'll see you guys next time. Also, I want to mention, look, my mascara did not run though, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye. If you're wondering what lipstick, a Milani Amore Satin Matte Lip Cream in the shade Classic Mauve shade, perfect for fall time. And in case you're wondering, this is to get ready for a dim sum. You asshole! Do I have something in my eye? Oh no, my nose is a little itchy. And now we're gonna go in with this eyeshadow right here. Ooh, I want a hot Cheeto. I'm gonna start eating things with my left hand. Are you thirsty? Do you want some water? 'Cause I do. I'm engaged, bitches.